Uh, Abstract brainwaves, game genie in the beanie. We ain't on the same stage, leveled up. The epitome of technique, can't survive in my current thought.
Other yellow hat guy here, back with another video. And man, the guys at Niantic, they are going hard to keep this game going during this trying time. So what they've got here is some new events going on. And by new events, I mean set up from May throughout June, each week something different, whether it's a spotlight hour or something like that. Let's just quickly go over the news as quickly as we can, because today we're going to talk about those events. I actually did a remote raid, so I can show that off. And then there's a special event going on now that's part of what I mentioned earlier. So let's actually go into the news section in the game. If I can get it recorded, I will. It's having some issues capturing certain times, but here I am in game. Let's get my gotcha going so I can at least catch some stuff while I sit here and talk to you guys. So we're in the news now. And it's got upcoming Pokemon Spotlight Hours, Throwback Challenge, and then it talks about the remote raid. Let's talk about the Spotlight Hours first. Next few weeks, Pokemon Spotlight Hour will take place every Tuesday at 6 p.m. your local time. And what it has here is that Shelder will be in the spotlight on the 5th of May. On May 12th, you'll have Sunkern. And then on May 19th, you'll have Poochyena. And then Tuesday, May 26th, you'll have Bronzer. Shout out to Gerson, who is texting me right now. Throwback Challenge, let's get into that. Each week of May will feature time research themed around different regions. So this is what I was talking about, that Throwback Challenge. Friday, May 1st, which is today. At least, if you're watching this, it may not be up that day. But for 7 days, you're going to have Kanto, Generation 1 Pokemon. Now, you've got to get these within that week or that's a wrap, right? Here you go. You've got the Johto, Friday, May 8th at 1 p.m. to May 15th. So I guess at 1 p.m., that's the start and stop of each of these, okay? So you got the Hoenn, Friday, May 15th through May 22nd. And then you've got Sinnoh, which is going to be May 22nd to May 29th. Then you've got a Champion Challenge, which is going to be Wednesday, June 3rd through Monday, June 8th. So if you complete all 10 of those, or all 8 of those, excuse me, you'll earn 10 rare candies and an encounter with a legendary Pokemon originally discovered in the time research featured region, such as Mewtwo that knows Psystrike for the Kanto time research. So they let the cat out the bag there. If you do this Kanto one, I know some people, it accidentally went out early and they still, got to finish it because they clicked on it when it happened. I think it had something to do with the switch between Volbeat and Illumise and Darkrai and all that stuff when they started putting that stuff out. Like Darkrai is going to be all of this week, and I think next week it's a different legendary. We'll find that out in the next part I read. But when that happened, they unlocked the Kanto part of this research. So some people are like, done. They got everything they needed right then and there. So let's actually follow that up. Here you go. Remote Raid Pass Celebration. You've got Darkrai Altered Form, Giratina, and Virizion. Now, I believe all 3 of these now have a shiny. Virizion is now back with the shiny. So here it's got from Tuesday, and I'm not going to read all this, April 20th or 28th to Tuesday, May 5th. So it's kind of timed where, from the May 5th to 8th, those are crucial dates for this next section here. Darkrai is going to be out till May 5th, so, a few more days for that. And then from May 5th to the 12th, Altered Giratina. And then May 12th through the 19th, you'll have Virizion and 5-star raids. Now, I saw an image somewhere saying Virizion is going to be in a shiny form, but this doesn't say anything like that. It doesn't mention it being lucky or any of that stuff. So what we're going to do here real quick is also go into the research that we've got, and then I'm going to show some footage from a remote raid that I did yesterday. I can't record one now. It's kind of hard to, communicate with everybody on when we're doing it. If you're not there, you may not necessarily be in the raid because people may have backed out. You just never know. So let's look at this research real quick. So in addition to, let's look at the field research. In addition to the 3 spots you normally have, you now get a 4th spot as a bonus. And your buddy does that every night at midnight. It goes to spend some random gem and returns with this bonus. So that's what the green thing means. If you haven't seen that yet, I'm sure many of you have, but that's a game changer, and I hope that sticks around after everything calms down around the world, because some days I forget to go spin a stop, and if I can do that within my home, more power to me. Opening the game at 11:50 when I don't feel like getting in the car or running down the street to spin a stop. Hey, I can do something real quick here, and it's helpful when it's got those spin a gem or spin a stop 7 days in a row or some jazz like that. This is helpful for that. So let's actually go back to the research real quick. We want today's research. And for the today research, they've got the Throwback Challenge 2020 Kanto. So we're going to go ahead and claim that 500 Stardust. Tap or take a snapshot of a bug-type Pokemon. We can do that. Catch 3 grass, water, or fire-type Pokemon. So, they've got it all there. Ends in 6 days. Special bonuses. It's showing me what Pokemon I've got in the gyms here. So let's go ahead and find a bug-type Pokemon. And just go ahead and take a picture real quick. So you're looking at that shiny, and we're going to actually get to that in a second, because you're going to see just how I got that. So here, we're in my bedroom. You can see my camera. This is a behind-the-scenes MTV Cribs, right? There's a snapshot of a bug Pokemon, and we'll back out of that. And that should complete that. There we go. So now we can go ahead and claim that for 5 pineapple berries, and then we'll wait on the grass and everything when we get that. It's got 9 steps to it, so it may take a while, but we'll see. We'll see. So in theory, this is how those remote raids would work. I'm going to show this run real quick and then show you footage of, what happened with me. So essentially, you would click on battle using a remote raid pass, and I'm able from my house to see 2, 3, maybe 4, 5 different raids depending on the location or what's actually out there. So if we go in here real quick, nearby raids, you can see right there, boom, those are the 3 raids that are out there now. I want to say the first couple of days when they first announced the remote raid, every gym had a 5-star. So me not having a shiny Darkrai at the time, well, I had to take advantage and try. Now, if you go in the shop here, they had it to where you can get 3 of these remote raid passes for 250 coins. So I actually want to buy some more of those, because I plan on doing some more of those in the future. But they've got it for 100 coins for just 1. So you see that big gap there. They're saving you 50 coins by leaving you with 3. But I imagine when things clear up, they'll probably jack that up to like 500 coins or something crazy like that. One of the things people asked me was, hey man, and we're going to exit out the footage here, and then I'll show you the rest of the footage that I had. We'll speak to that. But they said, hey man, do you think that some of the damage that you dish out is less? Are the rewards less? And if I remember correctly, that's probably accurate. So here I am in this Plank Road gym trying to go ahead and start a remote raid there. So I talk with people. We agreed on a start time, and here we are in this battle right now. So evidently this was weak to fighting. It recommended my fighting Pokemon. So that's what we've got going on here. So it's myself and a bunch of others. And again, that's the age-old question. Is it stable? How much damage does this Pokemon take from you and everybody else? Some people have got to be there. Can everybody remote? I think at least one person has to be there, but I'm not sure. Again, I was not there at the raid. I was here in my house. So I know some people, like, shout out to Brandon Ton, he was like, it feels like spoofing. I don't know what that feels like because I've never spoofed. He says he hasn't either, but I get what he's saying. And it's that, well, it doesn't feel right because I'm not there at the actual raid. But here's the deal. It's not spoofing to me either. Obviously, it's not because the game, is condoning it. The company's condoning it. But the real problem with spoofing, and I hate to go back to it for me, was that, you've got people who going around everywhere getting these shinies and showing them off, and they weren't actually at the raid. They didn't spend the time to get there. They didn't walk or commute to, they didn't drive to the spot, But that's not what this is about. I'm just saying that's why it's not the same for me. So here we go. Here we got a few more seconds, and I believe some of those guys were there at the museum. So I was there to help them out. We had 6 people total. I believe Darkrai is still doable with, at minimum 4 accounts, but everybody's got to be level 40 with the best counters. You cannot go into this with just a random recommended party like I have and think that you're going to take it down, to my knowledge. I feel comfortable with a good 5 or 6 accounts. I was happy to have 6. I knew we had at least 5, so there we go. So we've got the fighting Pokemon in here. Again, I love the new animation. I love those bars. They look like, Street Fighter, where, it's telling you, hey, it's super effective right above their head, letting you know so you're not focused on looking down. Machamp is using Dynamic Punch, but not really caring about what he's using. I'm caring about how effective it is against this raid boss here. So this was a long, drawn-out battle, and I'm not sure really how much damage I'm doing. I noticed the meter's going up faster, for my supercharged attack, but we'll have to actually do some research to see. But if I'm, correct me if I'm wrong, I believe that you receive less Stardust and items potentially, and you also do out, or you give out less damage because you're not there at the raid. Now, what we're actually waiting on here is the ability to invite people to these raids, because I've been getting all kinds of questions. Well, can we do something where on the Facebook group page there's a list or something like that that showcases the start times? But the problem there is, what if folks back out? What if we decide, oh, somebody else is coming, let's wait on them? How do you communicate that? It's on one person to sit back and say, oh, let me communicate with those who aren't on the Discord or on the Facebook Messenger or Telegram or whatever it is that people are using, so that they know, hey, to back out. You're in there by yourself, and if you thought you were doing less damage before, well, you're doing even less now, because it may say 6 accounts, but it's just you by yourself, all on your lonely. No help with you or your homies to take it down. So even now, this felt like it drug on. I'm speaking to this footage here, but yeah. Sacred Sword is building up. Cobalion is showing he's at least good for something, because out of those 3, Cobalion probably had the coolest name. Terrakion was probably the strongest, and Virizion just looks weird. Even now it looks weird. So all my Pokemon fainted is what this is telling me. And I got nervous. I'm like, oh, rejoin battle, but it's just me? No, yeah, it's just you, because everybody else is still there. Another question is, do you take more damage because you're not there? Something else I haven't heard, a question that I haven't seen posed yet. So I got Kyogre in here, and this thing is almost done, but it seems like at certain points it should have been finished a lot faster, and then like the life went back up. Maybe it didn't. I don't really know. Is it still bugged out? I'm not really sure, but this was really cool. A couple more hits, and down goes Frazier. So here's what was real exciting, and obviously you know what happens next because I showed you what was in my Pokedex or in my inventory a few minutes ago, and it was the best thing that happened to me in the game in a while. Whoa! Shiny Darkrai. I was more excited then than I was just now for the camera, but he would not come out of the corner. He was just hanging out there. And I was telling you guys, maybe a year ago, hey, Darkrai, 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 Halloween, Darkrai. Darkrai just has a cool name, just the way it sounds. I'm dark and crying, I don't know. But cool Pokemon, ghost Pokemon. Here I am taking a picture of it to show off, let people know I finally got the shiny, because Illumise and Volbeat weren't shiny for me at all. Still kind of miffed about that. Execute, not shiny for me at all. But like I told you, Leonard's Law for Pokemon Go is, hey, you'll get the shiny after they've moved on to something else. But not only that, look at this Darkrai. It's 3 stars, and it's really good. It's really good. I don't have too many shinies that are, and we'll exit off this video's done. I don't have too many shinies that are 3 stars. So this last picture I'm going to show you here, May events update. And this goes out to May 30th. Again, this is showing you what I spoke to earlier. But the key takeaways that are different here are you've got no Team Go Rocket. And, I guess they've accepted what we already know, which is, look, it's not essential, wink, for me to go out here and do these Team Go Rocket things because that requires me to spend time outside when these remote raids are what is allowing people to feel comfortable even raiding, period. I know some of us are just like, I'll be fine. I got my mask on. I'm staying in my car. I'm still going to raid. But some of us who just don't want to be out, period, well, you've got the remote raid. And again, if you don't feel comfortable with everything going on, I understand you're just not playing the game. But look into those remote raids. Some of you who may have not played the game the way they wanted you to, and you felt one way or the other, well, hey, you can remote raid now. I'm really wondering if for other people, when they see people who show up, like myself the other day, is there an indicator showing that I'm remote raiding? Like, they need to add that. That needs to be added to the game. Niantic needs to put some kind of little signal or something saying this person's remote raiding. So, accusations of cheating don't come when they're not warranted because they're playing it the way they wanted you now, right? Remotely. Shanks is the research breakthrough for the month of May. So you do those 7-day streaks, get a Shanks. I'm hoping that, hey, I got maybe 4 chances. Hopefully I can get maybe 3 chances. I think I used my last one the other day. Well, 3 or 4 chances. Hoping I get a shiny out of this research breakthrough. I'm still looking for the shiny Shanks, I think. I can look. But again, Bronzor, Sunkern, Poochyena, and Shelter, all of which can be shiny. All are going to have Spotlight research this week. Let me actually look. Do I got a shiny Shanks? No, this probably won't be on screen. Oh! I do have a shiny Shanks. I think somebody traded me that. Yep, somebody traded me that. Shout out to Rebecca. She traded me that shiny Shanks. I just forgot all about it. Maybe it's time to go from Shanks to Luxray in lieu of getting another one. We'll see. So that being said, what do you guys think of everything going on? I was really waiting. I know this could have been 2 or 3 different videos. We've been talking about remote raids for a little bit, a couple videos, but I finally got to show you one. All the research that's out there now, that could have been a video on its own, and then the spotlight hours. The Kanto stuff could have been its own video, but I figured, hey, let's talk about it all in one, since I'm not going to actually really play right this moment in time. But I will keep you posted on any activity of any, rare Pokemon that I get. There's some kind of Pikachu that's out here with some kind of mask too, so maybe I'll showcase that in the next video if I'm lucky enough to get it. And I'm sure I will, because, well, everybody gets these hat Pikachus. So I'm just really sick of them. I asked, and they deliver. Somebody somewhere at Niantic, shout out to you, you're watching these videos, and I'm not the only one having these same ideas. I said, hey, something other than Pikachu with a hat. Giving you Eevees with hats, Charmanders, all this other stuff, but it's too many hats. Give them maybe a yellow hat, right? Don't wait till I'm gone. Give something a yellow hat. How about that? See you guys in the next one. Captain Sensation!